By Sega, the makers of Mega Drive and Mega CD.
I'm Janice.
I'm Amos.
I'm Bev.
I'm confused.
Who was that?
But I'm Muttley. I'm the Adster. What can I say, guys? We tried to be good. You know what I mean? Like, we tried to be nice. We even tried really hard not to say sucks big time. But it's just not us, you know what I mean? So we're back, as big, bad, and fragile as we used to be. This is The Zone, your only television connection to gaming perfection. Well, okay, it's not perfect. I'll admit it, but it is your only television connection. So put up with it. Anyway, we're back in living Technicolor, so here we go.
I'm gonna take you to a place you've never been before.
It's a dream.
We're 3 minutes away from...
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good.
31 seconds, and we're
Still looking very good.
Play it.
Zone.
Play it.
Zone.
Play it. Play it.
Zone.
Play and play good.
The very latest information on an amazing phenomenon.
Reaching out into other worlds.
You're gonna dig this. You are now entering.
Zone.
You know, there's three little characters. There's Dot, and there's the other two that rhyme with Yakko. Anyway, they're the Animaniacs. You should know them. They used to be on after us, before we got pushed to 8 o'clock. Anyway, Animaniacs. Here it is.
What would be more fun than watching the three craziest Warner Brothers characters ever? Well, nothing really, except playing them in their own video game called Animaniacs.
This is more than just a platform game with a few cartoon characters thrown in for good measure. Everything about this game is loony, funny, and enjoyable to play. The characters are easy to control, with each one having their own special abilities. And the best part of all is you don't have to choose which character you want to be. You get to play all three of them in the game, just...
Tag to pick which one for what part or problem you encounter. The idea is to set out from your Warner Brothers water tower to search and play in the studios down below, all the while dodging and comically confusing the security guard that is chasing you around. There are at least 4 studios to go through, ranging from the Wild West to...
the spaciest ride you'll ever see, and even some ridiculous form of Jurassic Park. The gameplay is both challenging and entertaining, making it ideal for the whole family to play and enjoy. The graphics are straight cartoons with superb animations. The sound effects
aren't that great, but that may change in the finished version. All in all, it's an excellent game that offers hours and hours of laughs and gameplay. 78.
It may not be the world's greatest platformer, but it gets my vote for the funniest. 80.
The Zone is so cool that even our camera has to wear a baseball cap inside. Anyway, what's the difference between the buzz and the fuzz? Well, the fuzz isn't this.
Ah! I got the buzz for you people.
Hey, Matt!
What, Bev?
Mortal Kombat 2 is out on the Amiga.
Mortal Kombat 2 is out on the Amiga? So what? In Britain, you should see in this, in Britain, right, it seems that a leading bookmaker has said to everyone, if you want to bet money on which game is the top game at Christmas, the top video game at Christmas time, you can. He's offering odds so people can bet, of course, if you're old enough to bet. But his odds are, Donkey Kong Country is at number 1 at 6-4. The other totes include Earthworm Jim at 2-1, FIFA Soccer at 5-1, Super Street Fighter 2 at 5-1, Lion King at 6-1, Mortal Kombat 2 at 10-1, Sonic and Knuckles at 12-1, and of course, Microcosms at 666-1. Here's another bit of news if you're a Novocastrian, which means you come from Newcastle. I knew that, see? At Newcastle today, a place called Winner Computers, which is across the road from Newcastle Workers Club, is having their second birthday sale, and 32X is going to be there with a bloke from Sega called Derek, and Sonic is going to be there all day today. Get down there. Get down there. Well, don't leave now, but later on. It's going to be a good day, only if you live in Newcastle. What happened to my bag? That's right, someone stole my competition bag, and now I've got this Pink Panther box, and I'm really not happy. Anyway, the reason I have got this box, of course, is the... See that? I just pivoted. Under a Killing Moon competition. We have 5 finished versions of the game to give away to 5 lucky people in this box. And I have to do this counting thing again. I'm going to pluck 5 from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and the winners are Raymond Livingston of Tamworth, New South Wales. Ben Ingold of Cootamundra in New South Wales. Angela Sava of Linfield in New South Wales. Cameron Adams of North Balwyn, Victoria. Never said that right. And Jonathan Doige. I hope I said your name right, Jonathan. I'm extremely sorry if I didn't. Of Kenmore Hills in Brisbane, Queensland. You will be getting your games of Under a Killing Moon very soon. That's right. And remember, our Rough Edge competition is still running. We will be drawing that next week. So you can win, 10 people, in fact, will win a Poster Blitz magazine. We've just got heaps of posters. It's unreal. Plus an E17 CD. And speaking of competitions, I think I better throw over to Janice and to Adam, who'll tell you about a competition that we are running with IBM and GameStar.
That's right, Muttley. You should be asking Janice and me, because we know all about it, mate. The GameStar Zone IBM competition, where the first prize winner gets this, the IBM Boomerang. It's like a little soft frisbee thing, and it's perfect. But it's actually not first prize. I was just kidding. You can't have this one anyway. It's ours.
You're so funny, Adam.
Exactly. Thank you. It's this. It's this. This is the first prize.
And I'm here to tell you all about it. This is the PS1 multimedia PC from IBM, and what you get with this package is the fantastic OS2 Warp. Perfect software package.
Perfect, mate.
What does it do?
I've heard all about this, man.
Do you
This
know?
OS2 Warp not only gives you access to internet, but the main thing is, you know all those problems you have with your memory? Forget it. Install your games and you just play them. You can actually play up to 6 at once. Sometimes
It's
8 at once.
fantastic,
For
yeah.
octopuses, they're just a major happening thing.
Multitasking.
The other thing is you get free games. This is what I'm talking about. Already installed for you with the OS2 Warp. You get Doom 2.
Must have for
Game
Christmas.
of the century.
Absolutely.
Game of the century. 1942 Pacific Air War, Flight Sim, just killer Flight Sim, and a game that we don't have here because Muttley stole it, took it home, but we'll get it back for you. Don't you worry.
And that's called Galactic Civilizations.
Galactic Civilization. What more could you want? Multimedia, CD-ROM, all this stuff, OS2, what? Brilliant! How do we win it?
Easy. All you have to do is fill out a coupon in December's issue of GameStar magazine and name 2 of the presenters at the Zone, like us, for example, and send it into GameStar magazine, and you'll be a winner.
You'll be a winner, almost definitely. Excellent. Can I enter?
You? I don't know about that. Do you know how to operate a PC?
And last but not least in the buzz, we're off. Look, see that? Last but not least in the buzz, we're off to meet our new reviewer for this week, one of the winners of the Haha We're Younger Than You competition, and he is. His name is David. He is 12 years old, and he is in the white room. Let's go and talk to him.
Hi, I'm David. I live in Warunga, and I've been playing Mega Drive for a while now. I really like games like Street Fighter 2, and I can get all the way through Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 without much trouble. I'm going to be back here later in the show.
And remember, I'm Muttley, and it hurts to do this. Hurts. Ow.
Zone.
You are now entering.
Zone.
Cheats. Well, that's 4, and Ben's only got 2. So if I had 6 under that, and multiply it by my grandmother's shoe size, that means, well, nothing really. I'm just having a bad morning.
Bev here with a couple of really cool level select cheats. The first one's for Mickey Mania. Go to the options screen, then go down to sound. Set the music to continue. Then set the FX to appear. Then select the speech to think. Then exit the options screen and go back to the title screen and hold left for 5 seconds. Next up, we've got a level select for Sonic Spinball. Choose the options screen and put in A button, down, B button, down, C button, down, A button, B button, up, A button, C button, up, B button, C button, and up. When you're at the title screen again, press A and start to go to level 2, press B and start to go to level 3, or press C and start to go to level 4. I don't know about you, but they were probably the longest cheats I've ever heard in my life. But they were good.
Jurassic Park on the SNES was a huge game, depending on who you ask. I mean, you ask somebody like Muttley, he's going to say it was a dog of a game. Anyway, if it was a huge game or a dog of a game, doesn't matter, because the sequel, distributed by Sony, is just about to stomp into a store near you any day now. No guessing what it's called, of course. No, that's not fair. Have a guess. Go on. I'm waiting. Okay, you're right. Jurassic Park 2, of course.
Everybody remembers JP1, and most of us would like to forget it. So if you're like me, the mere mention of a sequel of a game is enough to make me cringe, like this. Now, the story for the sequel runs this way. A huge company is trying to take over the founding company of Jurassic Park, IGN, and they send a whole heap of troops into the park to guarantee the success of their mission, and you've got to stop them.
So in the park this time, you not only have to contend with spitting dinos and angry raptors, but a whole army of troops are after your hide. To combat yourself against the odds, you have an arsenal that would rival Rambo's, ranging from machine gun and phaser to rockets. The best thing about this game is the impressive cartoon intro, but apart from that, you've played this a zillion times before.
The levels are many and varied, and the dinos and troops aren't the only hazards along the way. The terrain, such as lava caverns, can be extremely hard to get through on their own, so you'd be hoping that the controls are accurate, and guess what? They are. And here's the twist. The whole game's set up in a sort of maze-like situation. One wrong turn could cost you heaps of time, and most probably a few lives.
In this game, it's important for you to learn a few tricks, like, for example, the best way to slay raptors and the best way to find power-ups, because there are far and few between. This is a hard platformer and will last any gamer a long time, but whether you can actually be bothered to complete it is another question. 70.
It scrolls well with cool graphics, but the main sprite characters can be a bit blocky at times. This is definitely a platformer for the more experienced players that don't mind a bit of a brain strain. 85.
We gave Power Rangers, the game, not the show, the game, a bit of a panning when we reviewed it. Well, we didn't. Mutt and Bev did. Since then, they haven't been able to go out in public without being chased and chastised by small dudes in colourful lycra bodysuits. So to help them out of a sticky situation, we asked one of our ha-ha, we're younger than you winners to re-look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and just give it a bit of a, anyway, just re-look at it. You know what I mean?
I've just been playing Power Rangers. I reckon that it's not a bad game, but it's not a good game either. I think it's just okay. Some parts it's very easy, but some parts it's a bit hard. You even have to use your mind sometimes. The first few levels were really easy, which made me think it'd be a good game for my little brothers who are 6 and 9. They are really big Power Ranger fans, so this would be very good for them. Technically, I thought the graphics were pretty average, sound got a bit annoying, and it was a bit slow. Overall, I'd give the game a 71. Maybe good for young players, but I think I'd rather play Street Fighter 2.
Okay, enough said. With a little bit of luck, we'll actually be visited live in the Lycra by the Power Rangers. Well, either that or we'll go there real soon. So stay tuned for that. But before we crash into the break, here's the Bevster with a hint that's so cool, there's no word to describe it.
Bev here with a really cool hint for when playing games. When you're playing them, open your eyes. Works for me. Now, we're going to a break.
Hard, play long, and shoot straight and fast. I'm talking goodies, I'm talking baddies, I'm talking save the world from mass mayhem and destruction. I'm talking dinner at Muttley's place. Well, I'm not, but I could be. I am in fact talking Lethal Enforcers 2.
Here's an aggression tester that will get your blood pumping and take you back in time to the time of the Wild West. All you need is a cool head, a steady hand, and a justifier that looks like this.
The first thing you notice about this game is that it is well put together. The gameplay is smooth, the graphics are cool, and the accuracy of the gun is spot on, to the point where you can literally shoot the glasses off the bar. There's a standard range of bad guys that continuously pop up during the game, ranging from dirty cowboys, beautiful bar girls, to the odd angry granny with a bullet meant for you.
To say this game is challenging would be an understatement. You have 9 continues at your disposal to make it through the whole game. And with the varied amount of levels and tough bosses you must contend with, this is definitely a pretty tough order. Which means, if you buy this game, you'll be playing it for a long time to come.
The basic plot of the game is for you to work your way up to the ranks of the Wild West law enforcement establishment, from posse to deputy to sheriff to marshal, etc. The way this is judged is on your shooting accuracy and the number of hits. There's a bonus level every so often to help you out, such as shooting the bottles off a bar or shooting bottles thrown into the air. If you do well at these, it will help keep your shooting average up and increase your chance of promotion.
But the thing that brings me unstuck is the innocent victims that just happen to pop in the middle of your gunfight. If you shoot only one of these innocent bystanders, then you can kiss your chance of a promotion goodbye. It's a great all-round game, but some people might find it a bit repetitive. I give it an 85.
My only complaint was that all the bad guys kept repeating the same old phrases like eat lead, which gets a bit annoying after a while. But then again, you can always turn the sound down. 88.
Time now for our weekly dose of stuff. Watch it, mate. That's right, this is the latest in hardware for your home console. It's called the Justifier. It is really cool. It comes in blue and pink. Well, you've got no choice. The second player gun comes in pink. So if you don't like pink, too bad. If you do like pink, that's great. You might remember these, the Nintendo Scope and, of course, the Sega Menacer. I always liked that two-eye thing. The two-eye thing was great. Now, as we know, for those two games, the games that are available for those two guns, are not always the best sort of games. What you might want to do, especially if you have a Menacer, if you've got a Menacer at home and you want to trade up, take it to a trade shop, which you can do with games and hardware like this, and trade up to one of these. There's going to be games coming out. There's already Lethal Enforcers 2. There's games like Mad Dog McCree, and like on the 3DO, which is really good, because they have these sort of guns for the 3DO as well. They'll become more available across the systems, I think you will find. That's not official, but I think you'll find that anyway. And so trade up to one of these. These pop off straight off the screen. That's right. The other ones, sometimes you need a little box to sit on top of your television, which read the gun. This one, straight off the screen. Accurate within, well, pretty accurate anyway, because you can just adjust them whenever you want. These are great. I love them. I've got one, I've got two, I've got three, I've got four, and some of them are pink. Oh, really? Well, the great gaming trivia thing is over. And in fact, it's 2 weeks over. So in true Zone style, we figured we'd better tell everyone, including the contestants who weren't. With all the info, here's Matt.
Now, we set out with our friends at Sega, Nintendo, PlayCorp and Electronic Arts to find Australia's smartest little gaming trivia dude. And I think we did. The winning began with our 6 weekly winners who all picked up some really cool software. Then, we put them all into a semi-final and plucked out 3 finalists who were fighting it out for a SNES, a Mega Drive, a Mega CD and a Game Boy. Big prizes, big pressure, big winners. Our 3 finalists were Darren Mifsud, David Sino and Adam Conroy. And we're pleased to announce that David Sino was our big winner. That's right, he was. And officially now, he can be called a smart aleck. Well done to all our winners. All your prizes will be in your hands very soon.
Cool cheat for Doom 2 on the PC. You know when you're walking around and you find a door you just can't get through and this happens when you try? Well, put this little cheat in. IDCLIP. This allows you to walk through any door or wall in the game. But to finish the game, guys, or to pick up objects, you have to put the code in again. That way it turns the walk through walls mode off.
Hey, that was cool! And the dinner will be back soon.
We're back.
Aye, but we're off the time zone. Right, now you may have heard Nintendo is starting to release, it's official, the Ultra 64 games into the arcade. That means that pretty soon you're going to be able to get these next year on the Ultra 64. But for now, you'll have to trundle down to Time Zone, which isn't such a bad thing because if you do, you get to sit in this big mobile, one of the first car games for quite a while that actually is all hydraulic, the whole thing moves around. Now Muttley, the legend that he is, has offered to try the game out. Cruising USA it's called, Nintendo. Ultra 64 stuff, let's check it out. Start it up. You get to choose from 10 tracks, count them, 10 tracks, all digitized from actual footage of driving down the American freeways and highways and in the bush and everything. Actual film put into the game, pretty amazing. You're going to notice straight away that this game looks a lot better than Daytona, okay? It's true, it just does, I'm sorry to say. All right, let's see how it plays, right? Now you get to choose from all these cars, but if you don't necessarily want one of the groovy cars, hit view 2, hold it down. Oh well, we're just going to pick a groovy car. You can actually choose from police cars and buses and all this kind of stuff. All right, now I'm going to have to step away here because this is going to kill me. about the game except that it's like your standard racing game. Apart from the fact that it looks very, very good and it moves around and does all this groovy stuff, it's just a standard get to a certain point within a certain amount of time, and if you do get there and you come first, you actually get the next game for free. Always a good thing. Well, I might have a bit of a rave. How does it handle me? Handles pretty good. Yeah, the corners are really tight, and the car moving around a bit's a bit off-putting sometimes, sort of weird. Hey, show us the different virtual views. I wonder where they got that idea from. Pretty standard kind of thing inside the car. Might also make mention that if Time Zone get their act together and get a few of them in here, you can actually link these up and have up to 4 people racing at the same time again. Look at that. That's beautiful. The next track absolutely free. A little bit of a bonus, a bit of incentive for you to spend some money and get there. Now it's $3 a game. Only at Time Zone are you going to find the full mobile that moves around like this. He's going to have another go. I'm going to step away because the game's not going to work if I don't. So that's it. We love it. Do we, Mutt? We love it. We love it. Oh. But 2 wrongs don't make a right. We know that now. We should have turned the other cheek. Bev, turn the other cheek, mate. Then again, maybe we shouldn't. You right, mate? You're me, mate.
I'm gonna take you to a place you've never been before.
It's a dream.
We're 3 minutes away from We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. 31 seconds, and we're still looking very good. Play it. Play it. Play it. Play it.
Play and play good. The very latest information on an amazing
Reaching out into other worlds.
You're gonna dig this. You are now entering.
Fun. Reviews. Laughs. Reviews. Cheats. Play guides. Stuff. Bacon and eggs. All that and Muttley's world-famous dance of the 7 veils is all ahead of us. But before that, EA have updated 3 of their best sports games from 94 to 95 models. They are Madden, NFL Hockey, and FIFA Soccer, giving them the once-over, some old models, and a couple of newies.
FIFA Soccer was an excellent game when it made its appearance on the console. So if you can improve on an excellent game, it's got to be good. And they have, with more accurate passing and shooting capabilities, more aggressive opponents, and a heap more options, such as the option to play as any team from the tournaments in Brazil, Spain, Holland, America, Italy, Germany, France, and England. This will have sports freaks playing for hours. There's new moves and a new save game option for when you're in the middle of the round of games. If you thought the last FIFA game was too easy, then this one will have you and up to 3 of your friends screaming for mercy. By far, it's a huge improvement on the already top game and a must for a sporting Christmas list, 90. But what about Madden?
Well, with a host of new players, a bigger playing field, and a new look, Madden's never looked so good. Well, except on 3DO, but that's a different story. Anyway, all the players are now 3D rendered with more exacting controls, and the opponents are harder than ever. And if you're a big fan of statistics, then you'll be in heaven with this game. All the official teams and players of the current 94 season feature in this epic game. Play a single game, a player, for a whole 16-week season, and thrown in for effect the realism of 100 different injuries that a players can suffer. Cool or what? But be warned, if you know nothing about American football, then this game's going to make as much sense as an Arabic dictionary to an Irishman. But if you persist and read the instruction book, you'll get a handle on it eventually. It worked for me, 88.
This year's version of NHL Hockey is definitely a new look for all the sports nuts out there. Excellent 3D rendered, smooth scrolling sprites and much faster gameplay makes for a huge challenge on the ice rink. But things aren't just more interesting on the field this year. Off the field, you have the option of buying, trading, and even creating your own players to make the perfect team. As with the other two games, the passing and shooting controls are more accurate and the opponents are harder than ever before. There's the option of four-way play, which always makes all sports games heaps more fun to play. If you've never played a sports game before and you're looking for one to get the hang of it, then this is definitely the one to get. The controls aren't hard to pick up and the gameplay is fairly easy. NHL is definitely the best hockey game on any console. 90.
Time for the buzz thing with the mutts thing.
Hello, and welcome to The Buzz. Are you over 18? Do you want to play Daytona a lot? Go down to the Bridgepoint Tavern on Thursdays, Fridays and Saturday nights, and you can play Daytona. Sega's running a promotion. It's called If You Can Drink and Drive, You're Wrong, because you can't. Well, now it's time to change hats and get on with the buzz. Thanks, Beth. Party mode! That's right, competition time. This week we're drawing the Rough Edge competition. Incidentally, if I was serious before and anyone got offended, I'm really sorry. Anyway, Rough Edge.
Hey, give me a hint how to play the Lion King, man.
When you're fighting the hyenas, always look for the high ledge to jump on. There's one located off screen, usually on the left or the right. What you have to do is jump on the high ledge, wait for the hyena to get really tired, and then jump on him and jump back to the safety of the high ledge. So that way, no matter how many of them are attacking you, it doesn't matter. You won't lose any lives.
Okay, you take TFX, right? And then you whack it in space. And then you make your ship able to fly onto surfaces of planets and inside ships and underwater. And what do you get? Well, you get Inferno, obviously. Well, it's official, guys. The long-awaited sequel of TFX is finally here. But you know, it got me thinking. TFX was so good. One of the best flight sims I've ever played. How is Inferno even going to touch it? It would have to be truly fantastic.
Well, Inferno is more than just a flight sim. It's an intergalactic fight for survival against the evil Rexons. And I could show you some Rexona. You pilot the experimental Inferno craft that has unbelievable fighting and combat abilities. And because you underwent even alien morphing transformation procedures, that's really hard to say, you're the only living thing that can travel through the information vortex. But you can only go there and back twice. Any more, and you're on your own.
The animations in this game are truly remarkable, with fully rendered graphics and digitized speech off the CD. Now, I know we've heard that before, but with some voices sounding obscurely like the Thunderbirds, hey, it's a cool thing. And although the actual gameplay is slightly more jagged in its appearance, it doesn't take away from the overall effect of the dogfighting and combat sequences that occur. Just try and excuse the slight Bruce Lee syndrome that the characters suffer from. Okay, guys?
Fly mission after mission, encountering heaps of enemies, all eager to test your flying and fighting capabilities in the Inferno craft, hoping that they will be the ones to destroy you and the race. All the fancy graphics and sound aside, this game is just a flight adventure. But the addictiveness, got that word out, of the game is what keeps you going and going and going and going as you journey from one side of the galaxy to another, fighting and clawing your way until victory is yours. I liked it. 90.
The controls, if you don't have a joystick, are almost impossible. But then you've got to be thinking to yourself, let's face it, you have to have a joystick. What are you doing without a joystick? Anyway, it's definitely a combination of joystick and keyboard game. So either grab a mate to sit down and play it, or if you're feeling tough, try it alone. Anyway, it's loads of fun and well worth a go. 88, guys.
This week for GameStar's Cheat of the Week, we're bringing you a cheat for Shining Force 2 on the Mega Drive. When the Sega logo appears, you press up, down, and then left, and right. Then you rotate the joypad once anti-clockwise. Then press B. Press and hold down start until the words config mode appear after character setup. Then wait for some music. Now you can choose between turbo or game completed, or you can play as one of the evil characters that's already in the game. That's it for GameStar this week, but we'll be back soon, so stay tuned.
If I only had a brain. Now, a couple of weeks ago in the buzz, we said to you that we'd take you down to see my mate Rob at Q+ Computers and he'd show us what's in the inside of a PC. Well, this is what we saw.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing! Not a zip, nothing. The number below 1, the whole lot, 11 less than nothing is still nothing, and that's what we saw. So, we are going to go down there and he is going to show us what goes into a computer. And it's going to look like, well, like this. And the first thing we're going to have a look at is this. What is it?
That's what we call a motherboard.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Basically, that just runs the whole computer itself.
So that's
the heart of it.
That's the platform of the computer.
That's your RAM sims, the actual memory.
Right.
And these just plug into like what they call a SIM slot.
Yeah.
You just throw them in like this.
All right.
It's like putting down a little kit. That's what we call a hard drive. That's where all your information gets stored, like all your games and stuff like that.
So what do you need to, say, make a CD-ROM hook up to your motherboard?
All right, all you need is like these two cables. Cable would say go in the back of the CD.
Yeah.
That's your audio cable. And it plugs into your, what they call your sound card.
Right.
This one's a Sound Blaster 16.
Right.
And that sort of like just plugs into your motherboard like this.
Right.
This one's your video card. That runs all your display.
And you
without
like your
video
graphics
card,
and stuff?
yeah, you wouldn't have no display at all.
So this is largely responsible for like what you see on games like. So if you've got a good card like this, you can play games with really good graphics. Well, we will be back next week with Robert to have a look at him actually putting a computer together. And then we're going to turn it on and see if it works. Thanks, Robert.